Right, so get this. We're diving deep into startup funding today.
Ooh, exciting.
It is. Specifically, we're looking at the week of November 11th.
Okay.
We've got this Bearhug Recruiting report,
Okay.
and they've tracked all this funding for early and growth stage companies in two really hot sectors, environmental tech
Okay.
and enterprise software.
Nice.
So, it's not all about the money, though, right?
Right.
This is more about where are the trends, where is that investor confidence,
For sure.
and maybe even what's the tech that's going to, change everything in the next few years.
Absolutely.
We're talking about some wild stuff, like turning trash into carbon-neutral fuel.
Wow.
Yeah, an AI that basically replaces software.
It's like, yeah, what we thought was sci-fi is becoming real, like, right now.
Totally. Okay, so the report highlights 11 companies.
Okay.
And together, they raked in $257.3 million.
Wow, so that's a pretty good sign that these sectors are still, like, super hot.
Oh, yeah. Right. Even with all the economic uncertainty going on.
Yeah, exactly. That figure really stands out. Like,
Yeah.
when you really look at those details, it tells a story, doesn't it?
It does.
About investor priorities.
Okay, so let's break it down by sector.
Okay.
So environmental tech,
Yeah?
they had some big wins,
Cool.
like General Galactic.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of her.
They're tackling, like, two massive problems at the same time.
Okay.
Reducing emissions and finding alternative energy sources.
Wow.
They're turning industrial CO2 waste
What?
into carbon-neutral fuel.
That's amazing. How much fuel are they actually producing?
Their pilot system is already making 2,000 liters of methane every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Wow. And so how did investors react to that?
That's part of what helped them get an $8 million seed round,
Okay.
led by Harpoon Ventures and Refactor Capital.
That's pretty significant for a seed round.
Right. For seed funding, that's a pretty big vote of confidence.
Definitely.
They're basically tricking pollution.
Yeah.
Turning it into something we need.
Yeah, totally. What other companies are out there doing cool stuff in environmental tech?
So there's Vaulted Deep.
Haven't heard of them.
They're all about taking waste.
Okay.
And instead of just dumping it, they're using it to remove carbon from the atmosphere.
Oh, so they're like carbon capture.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So they got a really big series, a round $32.3 million,
Oh.
led by Prelude Ventures.
Okay.
And it just shows that investors are serious about climate change solutions.
For sure.
They've already issued over 7,000 tons of carbon dioxide removal.
That's impressive.
Yeah, they're taking trash and making it good for the planet.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, let's talk enterprise software.
Okay, let's do it.
AI is everywhere.
Right, like it's the buzzword of the moment.
It is.
But it seems like it's more than just hype, right? Like
Yeah.
companies are really using it.
Yeah, companies like 11x, ScaleOps, and Zengens.
Okay.
They're like weaving AI into how businesses actually run.
So it's not just like, replacing a few tasks here and there.
No.
It's like fundamental to their operations.
It's like giving them a superpower,
Totally.
like 11x, for example.
Yeah.
They have these AI digital workers
Digital workers. Okay.
that can handle a lot of stuff,
Like what?
like sales lead generation, even in multiple languages.
Wow.
And they can manage like really complex customer interactions.
Interesting.
So they're not just like automating a task, they're replacing entire jobs.
That's a big deal.
It is, and investors are paying attention.
I bet.
So they had a Series B funding round,
Okay.
and it was a big one, $50 million.
Wow. Who led that?
Andreessen Horowitz?
Oh, wow.
That's a huge name.
Yeah, they're like the VC rock star.
Right, like they don't just throw money around.
Exactly. So that's a big validation.
Totally, and this whole thing of AI taking over jobs.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
It's going to have a big impact on the future of work.
For sure. It's a little unsettling, honestly.
Yeah, something to think about.
Definitely food for thought.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
There's a lot more to talk about with these funding rounds.
Okay, like what?
So most of these companies got Series A funding,
Okay.
which means they're moving past just proving their concept,
Yeah.
and they're showing they can really grow.
Series A is a big step.
It is.
It means like they're ready to scale up, and
Yeah.
that's where those larger investments come in.
Exactly. And speaking of large investments,
Yeah.
we can't ignore ScaleOps.
Oh, right. They raised a ton of money.
$58 million.
Yeah, that's not your typical Series A.
Right.
And Swift Connect,
Yeah.
37 million.
Yeah.
Those are some serious numbers.
They are, and it shows how much confidence investors have.
Yeah, not just in the technology,
Right.
but in the companies themselves.
Totally. And let's not forget who's backing them.
Okay, who?
Big names like Andreessen Horowitz,
Uh-huh.
Salesforce Ventures,
Right.
Lightspeed Venture Partners.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
These are the firms that pick winners.
Exactly. It's like getting a stamp of approval.
Right. Okay, let's actually look at some of these companies.
Okay, sounds good.
So we already talked about General Galactic and their fuel.
Yeah, with the potential to change industries.
Yeah, like shipping, agriculture, even manufacturing.
The hard to decarbonize ones,
Right.
if they can actually deliver, this could be huge.
Yeah, okay, next up.
Yeah.
Outbuild.
Okay.
So they're tackling construction project management.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Right.
So many moving parts.
They're using AI to streamline scheduling, predict delays.
Like bringing order to the chaos.
Exactly.
Interesting.
They're built on something called last planner principles. Have you heard of that?
I hadn't.
But they're being used on like over 4,000 projects
Wow.
in 10 countries.
That's pretty impressive reach.
And they just got 11 million in Series A funding.
Who led that one?
Sway Capital.
Okay.
So they're going to be able to do even more now.
So this is AI being applied to like a real world problem.
Yeah, like it's not theoretical, it's making a difference.
I like that.
Okay, we got to talk about Vaulted Deep again.
Oh, right. The ones burying the carbon.
Yeah, so their approach is called geological sequestration.
Okay.
And they're taking organic waste and basically locking it underground.
So it can't decompose and release methane.
Exactly.
That's smart.
It's really clever. And they're not just stopping emissions, they're also improving soil health
Okay.
and water quality.
Wow, that's a win-win.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And it shows how we can rethink waste.
Yeah, not just reduce it.
Right, but make it useful.
Totally.
Okay, back to AI and enterprise software.
Sounds good.
So 11X, with their AI digital workers.
Yeah, those are fascinating.
They're like leading the charge.
Right. Like showing what AI can do.
Exactly, like their AI Jordan.
Oh, right. I read about Jordan.
It's breaking down language barriers and customer service.
Which is huge for global businesses.
Right, and they just got that big 50 million Series B from Andreessen Horowitz.
It's clear that the world is taking notice.
It is. AI is going to be huge in the next few years.
Yeah, and these companies are just the beginning.
The tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
But we'll dig deeper into that next time.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's wild. Like, we're seeing this shift in the workplace right in front of us.
It's true.
All these different companies, all using AI.
But in such different ways, right?
Exactly. That's what's so interesting.
It's not just one industry or one problem.
No, it's everywhere.
It's like AI is becoming like the key ingredient
Totally.
in all these innovative solutions.
And it's a real shift.
Yeah.
Like, remember how AI used to be all about, like,
Data analysis?
yeah, data analysis, reports, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Now it's about action, decisions, automation.
Like AI is calling the shots.
In a way, yeah.
Which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is. It really is.
Like ScaleOps, for example.
Oh, right. The cloud management guys.
Yeah, they're using AI to manage cloud resources.
So companies aren't wasting money.
Exactly. They're making sure companies are only using the computing power they actually need.
It's like AI managing AI.
Whoa, yeah, that's a trippy thought.
It is. And it's not just about saving money.
Right.
It's about, like, optimizing, making sure companies are getting the most out of their cloud.
Which is super important these days.
Yeah, with everyone moving to the cloud.
Especially with all the competition.
Totally.
So, I mean, it's no wonder they got that 58 million.
Yeah, that Series B.
Led by Lightspeed Venture Partners.
They're solving a real
A
problem.
problem everyone have.
Yeah, pretty much.
Makes you think, though, right?
About,
About the future of work.
oh, yeah.
Like, what are our jobs going to look like?
Will we even have jobs?
Will AI be our bosses?
Okay, maybe that's a little too much.
Yeah, a little Black Mirror.
But it's a valid question.
It is.
It's something a lot of people are worried about.
Yeah, for sure.
This whole rise of AI. It's changing everything.
Okay, let's shift gears for a second before I, like, have an existential crisis.
Okay, what else is going on?
So, we've been talking about AI,
Yeah.
but there's another trend here.
What's that?
This convergence of technologies.
Like combining different things?
Yeah, like Swift Connect.
Oh, yeah, with the building access?
Yeah, they're combining mobile tech, cloud-based access control, and even IoT sensors
To do what?
to create this, like, seamless experience for entering spaces.
Okay, interesting.
Like, imagine walking up to a building
yeah.
and it just knows you're there.
And the door opens.
Exactly.
That's cool.
And it's not just buildings, right?
Right.
It could be, like, apartments, entire smart cities.
It's like, oh, we're living in the future.
I know, right? Like all that sci-fi stuff we read.
It's becoming real.
It is, But amidst all this technology,
Yeah.
it's nice to see companies like General Galactic involved in deep.
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah, using innovation to, like, help the planet.
Absolutely. It's not just about money anymore.
Right.
Investors care about purpose,
Hmm.
sustainability, making a difference.
Like people, planet, profit.
The triple bottom line.
Right, you can't just focus on one.
No, you need all three.
Okay, so we've talked a lot.
We have.
Let's bring it back to the listener.
Okay.
Why should they care about all this?
That's a good question.
What's the takeaway?
The takeaway is things are changing fast.
Yeah.
Technology is evolving so quickly, and it affects everyone.
It does.
Whether you're an entrepreneur, an investor.
Or just like a regular person.
Yeah, these trends are important.
It's a sneak peek into the future.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, before we wrap up,
Yeah.
let's go back to some of these companies.
Okay, which ones?
So General Galactic,
Yeah, the fuel guys.
they could be like a game changer,
For sure.
especially for industries that are like hard to decarbonize.
Like,
Yeah, shipping, trucking, those kinds of things.
yeah, if they can actually make it work
Right?
and make it affordable,
That's the key.
it could be huge,
It could.
but they're on the right track.
They are. They've got that seed funding.
Yeah, and a good team.
And they're not just reducing emissions. They're creating a new energy future.
Yeah, one that's not based on fossil fuels.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's next?
Outbuild.
Oh, right, with the construction projects.
Yeah, they're bringing order to the chaos.
It's a tough industry,
It is.
Yeah.
So much complexity.
but they're using data to make it better.
And AI.
Right, AI is the key.
It's helping them optimize everything.
And they're already being used on, like, thousands of projects.
Yeah, they're clearly onto something.
Their Series A funding will help them grow even more.
For sure. It's a good example of, like,
Of what?
of AI being used to, like, disrupt an industry.
Yeah, one that's been slow to change.
Exactly.
Okay, last but not least.
11X.
Yeah, the AI digital workers.
They're leading the way. They're showing what's possible.
And their AI, it's pretty impressive.
Like, it can handle some really complex tasks.
Yeah, and it's getting better all the time.
That's the thing about AI. It's constantly learning.
Exactly.
And Andreessen Horowitz clearly sees their potential.
Yeah, that Series B funding is a big deal.
It is. It means they're, like, serious contenders.
In the AI space.
Yeah, they're ones to watch.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've explored a lot.
Yeah, we have.
We've seen how AI is driving innovation.
Uh-huh.
We've seen how companies are tackling environmental challenges.
Yeah, that's been inspiring.
And we've even talked about how these trends are, like, reshaping the future of work.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, but it's exciting stuff.
It is. It really is.
So what's next? What should our listeners be thinking about?
I think the big question is, what's next for AI?
Okay, yeah, like what's the next big breakthrough?
Exactly. We've seen AI being used to optimize things.
Yeah.
But what about disruption?
Okay,
Like, where could AI completely change the game?
that's a great question.
And what about entirely new markets?
Yeah, like things we can't even imagine yet.
Exactly. That's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I like that.
So, to our listeners, keep your eyes open.
Yeah, pay attention to what's happening.
The future is being shaped right now.
And maybe, just maybe, you'll be a part of it.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
It really is.
All right, so that wraps it up for today.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into startup funding.
And until next time,
Keep exploring.
and keep innovating. It's like, what's that next thing that blows our minds? The AI equivalent of, like, the first iPhone, you know?
Totally. And I think to find those what ifs, we got to look at what's already being shaken up. Environmental tech, I think, has huge potential for some crazy AI applications.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Imagine, like, AI that can analyze all this environmental data as it's happening.
Real time.
Yeah, and use that to, like, optimize entire energy grids instantly.
Wow, that would be incredible.
Or AI that predicts environmental risks, like, way before they happen.
And helps us prevent them. It's like giving the planet its own AI protector.
Oh, wait.
And, you know, on the enterprise software side, I think the possibilities are even bigger.
Oh, yeah, way bigger.
I mean, we already see AI doing stuff we thought only humans could do.
Right, like writing code, creating art. It's kind of freaky.
Yeah, but what happens when AI starts building AI?
Whoa.
Or, like, designing entire business models that we can't even fathom yet?
It's like next level stuff.
Yeah.
Like AI becomes its own boss.
It's wild to think about, right? AI that's constantly learning, improving itself, adapting.
It's almost like it becomes like a living thing.
Yeah, in a way. It's both exciting and a little scary.
Definitely a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
But the potential is there. AI could reshape the world as we know it.
And who knows, maybe one of our listeners will be the one to make that happen.
Right. Maybe someone listening to this right now will have that aha moment, the next big AI breakthrough.
That would be awesome. It just shows you how important it is to stay curious.
To keep learning, to keep exploring. Because the future isn't set in stone. We're building it right now.
With the choices we make, the ideas we have, the innovations we support.
So to our listeners, I say this. Don't just watch this stuff happen. Be a part of it.
Yeah, get involved. The future of AI is being written right now.
And maybe you'll be the one to write the next chapter. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into startup funding. It's been a blast.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.